Alright, today we're gonna go through one of the main methods that gets smaller producers like myself big placements. As a small producer that doesn't necessarily have their name out there, the two main things you need to be doing is making solo loops and making starter loops. I already have plenty of videos on how to make solo loops. Today we're gonna be focused on making really good starter loops. The reason this is so important is because if bigger like loop makers start to fuck with your sound, then they can like pick up your starters and finish them and then get them in with their contacts, and then that can kind of like get you in the game. I'm gonna go over this starter that I made just now and hopefully give y'all some tips. I'm focusing specifically on like some Youngboy shit today. As you can also hear, it's like super open. Like there's so much room for like a bass line, more wahs if you wanted, like a piano top line. Like there's a lot of things that you could do with this starter. It's kind of just like a solid foundation, and that's exactly what these like bigger loop makers are looking for. So the first sound in this starter is this E piano. This is this preset from Lounge Lizard. I really like this E piano. I think I've used it in like a couple other videos before. Yeah, so this loop is in D minor, and when you're doing these like this like soul vibe, the main chords that I use are the 1 chord, which is just D minor, the 4 chord, which in this case is G minor, and the 5 chord, which is A minor. Having a chord progression of all minor chords gives it like this vibe that it has. So as you can see, I'm just going straight from D to A in the beginning, and then this like roll thing I do is just like, it's just like a big chord like strummed, like played individually all the way up. And then this part here is kind of like a little like top line, I guess, I don't know, but it's all just basic like D minor scale. Excuse me. Yeah, and then here I think I go from D down to G and then back up to A, and then this is just D, A. This is just like half a D minor chord at the end. So yeah, I'm mainly just sticking to those 3 chords. But yeah, there's really not a lot going on here. There's just like some small like nuances. Like you see all the velocities are not like one straight like amount. Like the velocities are varied a lot. And that's a really small detail that makes a really huge difference. Like if this were all the same velocity, it would probably sound like shit. Like it's not horrible because I've actually like strummed all the notes too, which is also a really small detail that matters a lot, but like it definitely could sound a whole lot better, you know. So yeah, that's definitely something really important for like pianos and shit, is like velocities like varied, like randomized, and like position randomized to a certain extent. You don't want your shit to be like completely offbeat, obviously. On this I've got reverb and this like chorus effect from Supermassive. I just felt like adding some random effect that I've never used before, so I just put this on it. So yeah, that's kind of like the base for the whole loop, is just those 3 chords. And then on top of that, I just grabbed my my trusty Strat, and I added this like lead thing. So yeah, that's all D minor pentatonic scale. If you're a guitar player, then you probably know what that is, because it's like a super basic scale. It's like the first scale that you learn, or the first scale that I learned at least. So like I said, I recorded this with my Strat on the neck pickup. I think my tone knob was up pretty high, and I believe I was on this push Strat setting. I think I may have turned this knob up a little bit, the presence knob. If you don't know what presence is, it's basically like treble but like a little higher. So if you're going for like a really like I don't know what the word for it is, like you want the highs to be really present, you want to turn up your treble and your presence, because that'll like really boost it a lot. So yeah, that was like the recorded effects. And then for post effects, I got this EQ, a little bit of flangus. I love flangus. I think it has a really cool sound. Stereo enhancer, I believe I have this on the subtle setting. That kind of just like puts it kind of in the middle, but also like widens it a tiny bit. I don't know, it's a really good setting for leads in my opinion, so I threw that on there. I also got this EQ, which just boosts the highs a little more, and then a little bit of this convolution reverb, which I don't think it really needed, but it just gives it a tiny bit more space, and that's kind of the sound that I was going for. I'm also not a huge fan of this second part, but whatever, maybe someone else will like it. So yeah, there's that. And then I just got all these wahs from One Sauce kit. Shout out One Sauce. Yeah, I think I've talked about wahs before, but you mainly just want to put them all on the root note, because when you start putting them on other notes of the scale, it just gets messy since they're all like one shots that might be a little off sometimes. And yeah, the only other things in this loop is like these two Perc Loops I combined. Where the fuck is the button? Oh. These are also from One Sauce kit, I believe. And then, oh, this crash that I made, or this fill that I made in Contact. This is the Abbey Road, yeah, 70s drummer on the reggae setting. Yeah, my boy Parker put me onto this. Making your own fills is like a really good way to just give your loops like that little bit of uniqueness. I'm gonna be honest, like this loop is pretty like cookie cutter in terms of like YB soul shit, but like if you can just add your own things like here and there, that'll just give it like that little bit of like sauce that you can say is yours. All I got on this is this compressor on the dense drums mix setting, and then some flanger, and that's about it. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna just play it one more time now that I've shown everything, so maybe you can like pick out all the sounds. Yeah, I'm mainly just making this video just to show like how important starters are in general, because I feel like that's kind of overlooked sometimes, especially in tutorials. I don't really see tutorials on how to make starters, so I thought I'd make one. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for all the support. I know I was like gone for a little bit. I was just getting back into like making videos more frequently, and then I had to move. As you can see, I'm in a new spot now. I don't know if you guys can actually tell, because it's like set up the exact same way as before. Yeah, we're about to hit 3K subs, so appreciate y'all for that too. Let me know what kind of videos y'all want, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.